Hi, my name is Dan Paulson. On my channel, I have been decoding all of the myths, the religious material and spiritual material from antiquity and discovering that they teach the same thing. And what I have done in this video is kind of come up with an artistic, maybe a graphic sort of a representation of how I kind of visualize this. Hopefully this will work out. I'm not going to make this a trend, but it's just something I wanted to experiment with. Okay, we're born. When we're born in life, we can channel pretty much anything. We are basically unwired and ready to go. But I say basically because we're not completely unwired. We show up here on Earth without even having any experiences yet, with a certain brain architecture that's going to determine whether we're introverted, extroverted, engineers, athletic. There's different kind of personalities that we're going to have that don't come from our environment, although the environment can influence ourselves and who and what we are and what we become. But by and large, those personality types, just look at 10 kids out of one home. They're all different, even though they're raised the same. So yeah, we know that we're going to have something there. There are other things that are going to be emergent from evolution. We're going to hit puberty and we're going to want to have sex. There are things that are going to emerge as behaviors from us that we need to recognize are natural and normal things, whether we determine them to be appropriate or not, or something that we need to take another look at for today, in today's day and age, which is certainly something we do need to look at, is one thing. But to deny it or to call it sin or evil or something like that is kind of not looking at what it really is. We need to understand where we're coming from if we want to interact with ourselves in the best possible way and understand where we're coming from. If we have urges and we're acting out, that's not demon possession. It's not. Those are normal things. Okay. That doesn't mean we follow through with them. We're in a society now. We're not a group of animals anymore. So we need to be aware of that. But by and large, things like that are going to be in place as we are born. So as we go through life, those are things that are going to happen that are not a factor of our environment, but are a factor of just being a mammal born on planet Earth in a DNA system of survival of the fittest. Here we are. As we go through life, though, we begin to have experiences, and depending on what those experiences are, and I'm going to very specifically stick with difficult experiences, abuse, and homes where there's a lot of anger, hurt, hatred, neglect, things that are happening that is actually very common. We do our best to pretend like we're not a part of that. And I think that is something we need to acknowledge is actually truly happening so that we can address it in society. But personally, we have experiences. You might become molested, raped. You're taught those people are bad. They're this way. They're that way. They do this thing. They do that thing. And this capacity that we have had when we started to channel anything starts becoming clogged up with beliefs, with convictions, with ideas that once they're in place, the only thing that part of our perception can manage is that kind of energy. We're not open. That part of our brain, we've shut off to other things. We now are holding on to something and keeping that trapped. But in addition, those things are going to continue to act out of us. This flow that we have in life, what Lao Tzu would call the way, the Tao, what Jesus might call living in the glory of God or the kingdom of heaven. There is a peace that we're looking for, but when we live life, we are actually flowing in our experience. And that is based upon the quality of the things that we gained that we're actually holding them up here. This is just where I could make the graphic. We're holding it up here. These are the things that we have judged, that we have named, that we have classified as shame, anger, hatred, things that we're not going to get beyond because we want to hold them in because they hurt and we don't like them and we don't want to deal with them. And we've been told to shut up, to tough it out, or if you tell anybody, I'm going to hurt you. We learned these things as kids and heard them, and they became a part of our structure. And even though later we might grow up and think, oh yeah, I can let that go, They're still hurtful. We have to go back and address them. But as we go through life, we continue to accumulate this mass. And that this is what all of the ancient teachings are telling us to do, to get this mass out, to forgive, to understand that there's a cause and effect, to understand that you're just next in the chain, you need to emerge from it. This is the part we're looking to address when Buddha instructs us to seek emptiness, more or less, to find nirvana. Or Jesus tells us that blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. This is the place where we need to be poor, devoid of, the empty place. There is a fear that you're going to face, but if you want to have a life where these issues that you hold inside are not affecting you, you need to start ridding them. You need to forgive who hurt you. You need to decide, oh, those people are, yeah, that's just what I was told. That's not true. There might be bad people anywhere you go in life, no matter where they come from. But that doesn't mean those people are that way. That means there's good people and there's bad people, no matter where they come from. We don't judge and classify based on non-reality, things that we don't actually have experience with, things that we've only been told. And we need to shed ourselves of those early beliefs. We want to emerge beyond that. And as long as we hold them, they are affecting the nature of our continued life. So if we want to have a good life, we must get rid of the things that we're holding inside of us that hurt us, that we've been told to hide them away. It's better to get them out. If we hide them away, they continue to act out. They're not hidden away. They're not. They continue to come out. And they affect the quality of our life. They affect the way our life unfolds for us. The only way to change that flow is to get rid of this experience. We can't get rid of the experience. We change the nature of the experience. We transmute the way we feel about things so that we no longer experience them under the hurtful terms that we're carrying them. We're literally flowing in that energy field based on what we are holding up here. And to change that energy flow, we must change this. And once we clear that out and return back to our primal selves, then we just have our primal issues to deal with again that are still there. Anyway, hope this was fun. This is the third eye. This is what you must purge to see. This is what you must take the wood out of. All of those are metaphoric representations of the idea that what we are holding up here is what creates the way we view life. This is our eye between the cosmos and our experience. And what we hold in there is the filter to create our experience. And to change our experience, we must change the filtering. Then a nice life. Presumably. Anyway, I hope this was helpful and fun. I'll see you in the next video. This is where we look to function when we're following Buddha telling us to seek emptiness, or when Jesus is telling us that what does he say?